Back in April, I made a bold statement by saying this film is the best live action adaptation yet. And here I am in June to stand 10 toes down, 100% confirming that is an accurate statement. And I'm about to explain to you why in this review of the new film, How to Train Your Dragon. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film, How to Train Your Dragon, coming to theaters June 13th. So I got to check this back April 2nd to be exact, back at CinemaCon, and it's been a while. And obviously, per embargo, we couldn't talk about it. But I did get to put out my reaction. And in my reaction, I did say that this is the best live action adaptation yet, because How to Train Your Dragon redefines aerial visuals with breathtaking cinematography that will leave you ready to soar through the sky with your own pet dragon. A must-see film needing the biggest and best screen available. Now, I know that sounds a little corny, but I'm going to be honest with you. As soon as I left out of the theater, a little emotional and all, I started to look around like, where did I park my dragon? Like, I was ready, because truly one thing, and like, this may be a hot take, especially if you've been hearing some of my more recent reviews. Universal Pictures cut no corners in terms of their production with this film. And what I mean by that is when it comes down to the practical and the CGI stuff, it blended seamlessly. Some people, they decide to try to keep them apart as long as they can. Or sometimes the blending just doesn't look good. But this one 100% did. And the reason why I was a little worried about my statement back in April was because of a few other films that were coming out this year. And now that I've seen, I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. It's this one for sure. And I think you will feel the same too. I think another good indication that this film is good is because, well, immediately after screening it, it was announced that they had already been greenlit for a sequel. And that sequel is coming out June 11th, 2027. And honestly, Universal Pictures just had a hell of a CinemaCon screening this film, and definitely all the other news that came about. Win. So yeah, when you go check this out June 13th, let me just tell you right now, you are going to have a hell of a time. Whether you are a fan of the animated film, whether you just love dragons, or whether you got to take your kids and you just happen to know nothing about this and you end up being glued to the screen, it's going to be there for you. And there's so much to talk about here, so bear with me. I'm going to start off with the dragons. Dragons in whole. When you think dragons, everyone thinks Game of Thrones, because the way have they been able to bring dragons to life on screen and your home, fierce, and just it just looks so visually stunning. If you're not going to do it to that level of battery, you might as well just stay at home. So that's your first hesitation. And I'm here to say that they gave you so many different designs. Of course, they're fire breathing. Toothless is, a little bit of plasma breathing, whatever it may be. But like so many different designs and aesthetics to them that, like, from dragon to dragon, you're just constantly glued to them. They did a great job of displaying designs of all these dragons. And then to go to our beloved Toothless, I mean, it's a huge concern when you have these big eyes on this dragon that in the animated version that you instantly fall in love with. And if you don't capture that same essence, this is a done deal. And they did. They absolutely nailed it. Toothless is designed perfectly, and his eyes are so bright, the mannerisms, all the sorts of different things that you expected from the animated version now in live action. They nailed it. They 100% nailed it. And then also when you talk about the blending, because Toothless has to have his best friend in Hiccup, and if they aren't able to be and coexist on screens together without it looking very awkward or weird or fake, it's a done deal. And they nailed that. And Mason Thames, he's great job in being this little dipsy kid who's just trying to make his father proud, but he's so awkward. He's trying to they got him up to things he really doesn't want to do, and to kind of see this beautiful arc of this kid, really self-discovery, building his own path, taking his own chances. They nailed the story. They added a little bit of extra stuff, but nonetheless, there's so much heart in both Toothless and Hiccup, and bringing it together definitely will have you emotional. And then Nico Parker as Astrid, I mean, listen, she's a badass, but also seeing both sides of her, the tender side of her, but also the badass side of her. Nico just does a good job around the board with that. Now, when you get to bring good old Gerard Butler to come back and reprise his role, I mean, you can't go wrong there. He's such a fantastic actor. He's so passionate about this franchise that it's only right that he returns, and he does a good job, and you will just see how tough he is, but how beloved he also becomes as well. So, listen, up and down the board, How to Train Your Dragon is such an immersive experience, because when you're in the sky and you're soaring, you absolutely feel like you are in your seat. And I only got to see it in just IMAX. And granted, it was one of the best screens in the world, considering it was at CinemaCon, and you had all the great vendors and their projectors there. So obviously, we got one of the top tier experiences. But don't get it twisted. Go see it in IMAX. Go see it in 4DX. I mean, whatever you can do to elevate your experience, it's certainly worth it, because the sound effects when you're soaring through the sky, when the fire is breathing, the sound effects of your dragon, all of that counts, and it will just make you feel like you are in this world. And that is something that I was not expecting to feel upon leaving that film. I knew I was going to feel stuff with the story, but by the time I was done, I was like, again, where is my dragon? Like, I felt like I parked this baby around here somewhere, because they just did a good job in making it feel so real, so practical, and so have you so immersed in the story. But one other thing I'll say before we wrap up here, because I want you to just go out there and make the call for yourself here, because it's just that good, is the production up and down the board. When I talk about the sound effects, when I talk about the animation design, obviously the acting is good, but the score heightens things. And you have these sort of just uppity beat measures when you need it in a sense of battle, but also when there's like so much heart in certain moments, when it's sorrow and all sorts of different things that are kind of happening, like they make you feel it through the music as well. So, just a good production across the board. The cinematography, as I mentioned, and production in terms of the design and how the set looks, and your acting, and then your animation, and the blending of the two. They really did do a good job. I don't know what else more to say, but to go see it. You're going to have so much fun with this fantastic job with Nico and Mason. I look forward to seeing them a lot more, and obviously having Gerard Butler along is definitely a win. This is it. This is gonna be the film that we talk about at the end of the year when it's time to start passing out awards, and you'll be wanting to remember some of these films that came out early in the year. Don't forget this one. How to Train Your Dragon needs to be on your list. It certainly needs to be something you need to go out there and go watch on the biggest and best screen available. You will not be disappointed. Jump in the comments, folks, and let me know your thoughts about this one once you check it out. You're hype. And all of the folks who love the animated version, fear not. There's still so much love for that. You will love this one too. If you've never seen either, you will definitely want to check them out both. And if you just happen to stumble across this film because of whatever reason, you won't be disappointed. Go do it. And once you do, come back and let me know your thoughts about it. Thank you for watching this review, folks, and we'll see you back for more content here at Big Gold Belt Media very soon.
Vikings.